Hello again, people, and welcome to A Hat in Time, the game that cured my depression. My entire family is dead. Baby, oh, look at the little baby. Oh, are you so cute? Oh, you're so cute. A Hat in Time is a game made by Gears for Breakfast, a Danish studio headed by Jonas Karlev. The name, A Hat in Time, was based on a mechanic in the game where levels were part of a timeline, and depending on what you did in the level, the timeline would change. This mechanic was scrapped, however, and later evolved into the point allocation mechanic seen in Chapter 2. Come along with me and witness all of the wonderful things this game has to offer, like teaching swear words to children.
Not to use the P word, okay?
Identity theft. I could finally become what I always felt that I was. And gambling.
If small child get gambling problem, it's her own fault.
This is A Hat in Time. Alright, let's talk about the parkour mechanics. The centerpiece of any platformer. In A Hat in Time, you can jump. And that's pretty much it. Huh? What's that? Oh, I'm being told you can do other things. Gameplay typically consists of two types of actions, jumping and fighting. We'll start with fighting. In the first chapter, you get the umbrella, a conical water deterrent mechanism, but instead of water, you are repelling the blood of your enemies. Pressing the attack button will swing the umbrella once, and multiple presses will lead to rapid umbrella barrage. To deter button mashing, the Mafia enemies can block. But that's okay, because we can jump.
You can jump?
Yeah, jumping and pressing the attack button while above any enemy will cause HatKit to dive towards it, dealing damage. I was not joking. When it comes to combat, they keep it short and sweet. But not as sweet as the little baby Pressure-sensitive jumping inputs have been around for about as long as platformers themselves. The more control you give your player results in a greater level of confidence in the game. A Hat in Time is no exception. Pressing the jump button will gain you a third of height, but if you press and hold, you could reach a height that is nearly double the player. You can jump and you can move. But did you know you can do both at the same time? An object's trajectory equals its horizontal position times the tangent of launch angle minus the acceleration due to gravity times horizontal position squared divided by 2 times the initial velocity squared by the cosine of the launch angle squared. What does any of that mean? I don't know, dude. Just jump far enough and you'll land at the target. Yeah, you'll be fine. But seriously, your jump distance is naturally affected by your speed at the time of jump. You can access 3 types of jumps depending on your speed: walking, running, and sprinting, each applying speed to your character, increasing trajectory, and therefore, distance. Sprint jumping is the main way of clearing gaps that are more obtuse, but what if I told you you could go beyond? You can increase your distance even further by embracing your inner Left 4 Dead hunter. Pressing your dedicated jump scare button will allow you to leap forward. You can do this even while in midair. Pressing the button after will allow you to cancel out of the animation, stopping you where you are. Just be mindful of where you are before you do it, because if you dash in front of a wall, you will unlock the ability to see stars. And a neurologist. Combinations of the jump and dash is where the game gets very intelligent. Dashing forward and timing your jump right as you hit the ground will allow you to do a dash jump, maintaining speed and even propelling you forward, reaching places you wouldn't be able to get to with simple running. These are the absolute basics of movement for A Hat in Time. Simple, forgiving, and fairly difficult to master. Welcome to the mothership, or the MK14 Custom, our hub world. HatKit is on her way back to her home planet, when she is met with an adversary that we all must face. Taxes.
What is this? Flying boat? All boats need to pay toll in Mafia Town, even in space.
The Mafia has broken her ship, and now all of these glowy timepieces are scattered around the world. Welcome to Mafia Town, a city of saints and sinners, but mostly sinners.
Sometimes Mafia forget if he is supposed to punch barrel or old lady, so he do both.
Mafia Town is divided into 4 quadrants: plaza, beach, port, and construction site. Honestly, each area is so good, I just can't decide. So, I'll use the wheel of random stuff to choose which area I talk about first. That's right, 4 different options. Let's see what it lands on. Looks like we're starting with the port area. I hope you know how to swim. The port is the area which handles all of the city's imports, but unfortunately, they don't get imports.
All roads lead to Mafia. Not good. Big immigration problems. We fix this by moving to island. Now no road lead to Mafia. Downside of living on distant island. Stuff take forever when order online. It come by small boat, but every time it come, we shoot. After a while, boat stop coming.
By now, you've probably noticed all the suited up goon squads all over Mafia Town. These BDI brutes are the actual Mafia. Think of them like squatters, but on steroids.
Mafia live here for 1,000 years. Mafia no remember what place looked like before Mafia. Mafia not remember what happened to old island people. Only thing Mafia remember is they make good cannonballs for town cannons.
That's right, the Mafia moved here a long time ago, and now they're here to stay. They call themselves the Mafia of Cooks, but the only thing they're cooking up is irony. No, seriously, they were all tired of the immigration problems, so they moved to an island as immigrants, and they stole the island away from its native inhabitants. What did they mean by this? The Mafia are tough, but they aren't as tough as the previously mentioned conical water deterrent mechanism. Don't feel bad about beating up the Mafia. I know I don't.
Mafia see girl in red. Girls say Mafia bad and try attack, but Mafia throw her into ocean. Mafia laugh at angry wet girl.
Let's spin the wheel again to see where we'll go next. It's the beach. Welcome to the beach. Here, we got Angry Birds, no iOS, and a couple of sweet, distinguished gentlemen lounging in the sun. You know, maybe I'm being too critical of the Mafia. They aren't that bad if you just leave them alone. The beach area has one of the many spawn locations of the Badge Seller, a recurring vendor who sells you badges in exchange for pawns. Pawns are these little jewels that look like they're trapped in little gacha containers. The name of the game is to collect things, so you better collect as many things as possible if you want those sweet upgrades. Okay, they're done. Okay, pay up, old man. I didn't do this for free. Let me see them pawns. Sweet upgrades like the scooter. Okay, one more time. Come on. No Emmys. No Emmys. No Emmys. No Emmys. Oh, yep. Looks like we're going to Plaza. Here we are in the Plaza, a wonderful community spot where the Mafia can do whatever it is they do. The Plaza is where more than likely you will see your first vault.
Vaults around city belong to Mafia. No touch. Haha, Mafia joking. Child can't open vault. Vault secured with code.
A vault is a storage unit that holds an item locked behind a combination. The combinations are written on color-coded tickets, which the Mafia has lost. By simply tapping the vault, little beams of light will shoot out, showing you the exact location of each ticket. Found inside these vaults are upgrades and many cosmetic rewards. Upgrades appear in the form of balls of yarn. Yeah, listen to that finger snap. Isn't that so satisfying to hear? Hang on, let me do it. Yeah. Yeah. Hurt my hand. Using this yarn, you can expand your wardrobe with even more hats. Hats are unlocked in accordance to the number of specific yarns that are associated with that hat, until that hat is unlocked. Then, they become universal. Most of the time, you collect so many balls of yarn, you can unlock the hat as soon as you discover it. At least, that's how it was for me. There are several hats to unlock across your Hat in Time journey. The Sprint Hat allows you to sprint, which increases your speed and jump height. The Brewing Hat allows Hat Kid to partake in chemical warfare. The Ice Hat allows Hat Kid to freeze and plummet to the ground, causing enemies in the vicinity to be pushed back. The Dweller Mask allows you to... Hey, wait a minute. That's a mask, not a hat. Or is it? Alright, hang on. Let's see here. Hat. A shaped covering for the head, worn for warmth, as a fashion item, or as part of a uniform. Huh, technically, I guess you could classify a mask as a type of hat. Oh no, is this like one of those dumb arguments that people have? Like whether or not a hot dog should be considered a sandwich? Okay, so by using this kitsune-inspired mask, it allows you to make the intangible tangible and see through the eyes of the dweller. And finally, you have the time stop hat, which allows you to stop time. Okay, there's just one more area to go over in Mafia Town. Let's go. Should we spin the wheel again? No, probably not. There'd be no point. There's only one option left, so it wouldn't make any sense. Spin the wheel. Who said that? Welcome to the construction area. Here, the Mafia are hard at work, building something.
Yesterday, Mafia wake up not feeling like punching. See? Even Mafia job is hard.
Whatever it is, I'm sure they put a lot of work into it. Especially this guy. That is the world's dustiest and dirtiest piece of meat, but when they finally work up the courage to cook that bit gon' be mad tender. Sorry, I accidentally turned on caps lock when I was typing that in my script. And yes, I was too lazy to go back and change it. These are the 4 main areas of Mafia Town. And during most missions, you can explore them freely. The other areas are accessible through story. Hat Kid makes a crash landing, straight up surviving entering this planet's atmosphere. I'm starting to get the impression that Hat Kid is not human. My money's on a cosmic horror beyond our comprehension.
Oh?
You see, that dude only got one glimpse, and it scared him. So we crash land and immediately make contact with another person called Mustache Girl. And I know what you're thinking. Why is she running away when she clearly wants our help? Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me, miss? Excuse me? Hello? Eventually, she stops running and offers to help us track down one of those shiny hourglasses. These hourglasses will be our main collectible. The Mafia is currently in possession of this one, so we're gonna need to get it back. Don't run, you'll die tired. And there we go. First timepiece acquired. How many more do we need? Oh. What follows is a string of events that lead us to attacking the Mafia headquarters directly. Mustache Girl gets captured. We save her. She somehow gets to our spaceship and gives us the pep talk of a lifetime.
We smash them together into mush and put their remains in a jar. Then we sell the jar for pocket money. That'll be the ultimate salt in the wound.
Is that also a red flag?
Crimson.
And finally, the 2 rebels make their way into the Mafia headquarters and cleverly sneak their way inside. Excuse me, sir? Sir? I just need to get by. Sir? Excuse me. Sir? Sir! Here we are, the head honcho himself, the big boss, the sous chef, the Don. Oh. And what's wrong with his head? He's looking like a... When the Mafia boss is defeated, we get our timepiece back. Mustache Girl is naturally interested in this thing, and soon finds out that these things are specifically designed to contain time. Just time, in general. The effects and implications of what these objects are were kept ambiguous, more than likely for the sake of plot simplicity. What follows is the not-so-simple disagreement between these 2 characters. Mustache Girl wants to utilize these timepieces. She has a definitive view of what is good and what is evil. In her mind, the Mafia is evil, so naturally, she regards herself as the side of good, but fails to realize the moral implications of using time against her enemies. This discussion is something that's been in the back of my head for a while ever since I started playing this game. Using a powerful force like time to make it so the Mafia never arrived and trashed the island is a legitimately good idea. But with Hat Kid's refusal, the process might not be so cut and dry. Time is an ambiguous concept, perhaps even a direct result of human consciousness. Simply put, something was one way before, and after it will be something else. In the world of A Hat in Time, time can be contained, bottled, and used as fuel for Hat Kid's spaceship. Using these in a controlled way could be useful in the right hands. But, contrarily, there are several reasons to advise against. These assumptions are purely based off of Hat Kid's reaction. She never really speaks, so the actual reasoning is up for debate. For starters, Hat Kid kept all of these timepieces in a secure vault, away from anyone else, which implies that the timepieces either belong to her specifically, or they were given to her to protect. Time is a valuable thing. It is finite, measurable, and people don't typically value it until it is in small quantities. I am absolutely guilty of this as well. Oh man, my favorite thing to do is to waste more time worrying about all of the time I previously wasted. That's always fun. Time is yours to enjoy or waste, and this time belongs to Hat Kid. These timepieces belong to her and are used as fuel to help her get home. While the Mafia situation is crazy, Hat Kid is not required to give up her chance of seeing her family again just because these island people are in trouble. Simultaneously, the sheer responsibility that Hat Kid has in regards to this time appears to be at the top of her priorities list. Hat Kid holds the cracked timepiece like it's something sacred, delicate. She might as well be holding a newborn baby. Tucking the timepiece into her pockets, she gives a stern look to show just how confident she is in her stance. Power that can be used to fight evil should not always be used, especially something as precious as time. Time is sacred, finite, and so potent that Hat Kid most likely believes that no one should have or use this power, even if it is for a good reason. Mustache Girl stomps off, vowing to use the timepieces whether we like it or not. Well, we lost our only friend, we don't have a ride home, and we have 0 qualifications. Time to pursue an acting career. Let's go to Hollywood, baby. This is the Battle of the Birds. On one side, we have DJ Grooves. This flashy penguin wants to make the best action-packed entertainment in the universe. And on the other hand, we have... what was his name? No, seriously, what was it? Does anyone know this guy's actual name? Is there anyone who actually didn't just pick DJ Grooves? Yeah, I know. DJ Grooves betrays you in the end. Blah, blah, whatever. He's a penguin. What are you gonna do?
Shut up.
Okay, wow. Okay, so I just looked it up, and it turns out he actually doesn't even have a name. They just call him the Conductor. You know what? Whether he has a name or not, Xander Mobus, his voice actor, is giving the performance of a lifetime.
Hey everyone! We've got a fraudster over here! Ooh, you're giving me the quiet treatment, eh? That's what a murderer would do.
Whatever. Okay, so DJ Grooves and Big C are old rivals. They love making movies, but they are forced to use the same studio to make them. They battle each other every year to see who can make the best movie in the annual Bird Movie Awards. DJ Grooves is more focused on the flashy, exciting, comedic style of making movies, while the Conductor is more interested in mystery and suspense. Both of these aspiring directors employ us to help them defeat the other in the battle of movies. DJ Grooves' movies take place in this metropolitan area. Here we see a lot of nice verticality and space to work with. Those dash jumps I talked about earlier are really coming in handy here. The next requires us to stay constantly on the move as these owls chase us. The Conductor's films take place mostly on his train. First up is a murder mystery. What? Oh no. Who could have done this?
You murdered that owl in cold blood!
Huh. Oh, okay, he's fine. He's fine. Okay, ooh. I wasn't worried. I knew he was fine the whole time. While the vendetta between these two birds is very personal, I wanted to talk about the separation between their approaches to making film. It is revealed later on that these films were made for enjoyment rather than to be shown across the universe for profit. Both directors had 100% creative freedom in their works. Aside from video games, film is my favorite type of media. There's a sort of a split that I've noticed between people who enjoy films, and I think these two characters represent it very well. Grooves is the representation of film enjoyers who value the aspect of entertainment, interesting, flashy events, just for people to have fun while they're watching the movie. These film watchers just want something neutral, lighthearted, aesthetically pleasing. The value they obtain from a film comes purely from their subjective experience, just fun. The Conductor represents the people who want complex, intricate storylines connecting narratives, danger, intrigue, and espionage.
I do much hooting. From one owl to another, we can share details, yes? What is your uncle's sister's maiden name? Oh, it is... I see. This is the kind of uncle's sister's maiden name I would expect from a fellow express owl.
A type of film that holds your attention and may make you uneasy or upset. You won't be comfortable watching this film the whole time, but that uneasiness is why you're here in the first place. Obviously, I'm not saying that one person only enjoys one type of film, and of course I'm also not saying that either of these desires are superior to the other. Some people just want to watch a movie that's safe, and they just want to have fun. Other people want their worldview to be challenged. They want to be brought to the edge of their seat, and that's okay. The best films actually find ways to balance these types of things. The conductor and DJ Grooves are the hyperbolic, most extreme, opposing sides of people who enjoy films. There is nothing wrong with how these characters enjoy films. They just came from very different backgrounds. But they both love the same medium. Both of them developed a love for film, which led them to buying the same film studio on accident. And probably is what led to their rivalry. I'm sure their films were great, but I think the biggest thing that they were missing from their films was each other. The game does make you choose a winner, mostly by having you fill the bar on each side by racking up points in their respective levels. Theoretically, it is possible to tie, even though it's incredibly difficult to do. A winner has been decided and we have all of the timepieces, but there's one left. This elevator is working now. I wonder what dark secrets we will discover in the depths of this facility. Oh, look at you. Oh, you're so good. Oh, you're so talented. Look at you. Oh. After a winner is decided, that specific bird betrays you and tries to take the timepieces for themselves. Again, wanting to turn back time and make up for the past they feel like was stolen from them. DJ Grooves wants to go back in time all the way back and retroactively win every single competition that he lost. The conductor just wants to go back and win one.
With one timepiece, I could reclaim the trophy that belongs to me. That's right, the loss of Award 42.
Kinda petty, but okay. DJ Grooves, you can't beat me. Come on, what are you gonna do? You're a penguin. What are you gonna do? You gonna do that weird sliding thing that penguins do? Oh my god, he has a knife. He has a knife. Oh man, show business is not for me. I didn't even get paid for my work. Oh well, at least they didn't make me sign a contract. Okay, where to next? Welcome to Subcon Forest. Here we...
Why, hello there. You look new around here. I wouldn't mind being strapped around a cute neck like yours.
Holy crap, dude. What the fuck? So, yeah, this forest is the home of the Snatcher, a ghoulish figure with a waistline that we all wish we had. He claims our soul for himself and demands that we run errands for him in exchange for our freedom. This is truly a fate worse than death. We have become a subcontractor. Subcon Forest is not as organized as Mafia Town. It's sort of this massive open area with pockets of things to do sprinkled throughout. We have the swamps area, which leads to a well. I'm sure that those two places aren't connected. It's probably fine. This massive icy area leads to Queen Vanessa's mansion, and then we have the Fox Village up ahead. Our first task is to scare off these fox spirits. We need to make the fire burn brighter. To do that, we need to grab these paintings and throw them in. Oh wow, these paintings are nice. I wonder who made them. After dealing with the skulk of foxes, the Snatcher is delighted, but he still won't give us back our soul. You know, the Snatcher's a jerk, but he also sounds like a guy who enjoys his job.
Good morning! Are you ready to complete your contractual obligations?
The Snatcher gives us 2 more contracts to carry out. First, we have to unclog a drain inside a well in the swamp area, and then the previously mentioned Queen Vanessa's mansion. Vanessa's mansion is very interesting because Her Majesty and the Snatcher have a history together. A long time ago, the Snatcher was just a guy. Well, not just a guy, he was a prince who was interested in a beautiful princess. She clearly loved the innocent prince, but one day, the jealousy turned into full-blown possession, and the princess ordered the Snatcher to be locked inside the mansion forever. The Snatcher is a jerk, yes, but can you blame him? he was captured by the girl he loved just because she was overreacting and thought he was cheating, when all he was doing was buying her flowers. At least she learned from her mistake, right? And became a better person. So yeah, this mission turns into a straight up horror game. Now you have to sneak your way through this crazy lady's place and find the next timepiece that's all the way up in the attic. After a little home invasion, unclogging a well, clogging up a toilet, we have all of our timepieces save for the one that the Snatcher is trying to take for himself.
Besides, you didn't think I was gonna let you keep all these timepieces, did you?
The Snatcher's boss fight is probably the best in the entire game. It took me forever to figure out this one attack where he would like wink and then make the entire screen go black. Apparently you're supposed to hit the Snatcher on the side of the same eye that he blinks. After we beat him, the Snatcher just wants us to leave. He tries to keep the timepieces, but we win in the end. No matter how clever or conniving the Snatcher is, he will never match the power of the awkward stare of a little girl. Yeah, that's right. I bet you blinked first, didn't you?
Here, take my last timepiece. If I continue to see you around my forest after this, I'll be very disappointed.
Here we are in Alpine Skyline, my favorite area when it comes to aesthetics. It's a shame that the story here is actually very bare bones, though. A long time ago, this big furry goat monster thing climbed all the way to the top of this mountain, and he sat down and he became enlightened, or something like that. The other residents are the nomads. They followed in his footsteps, and now they live here around the mountain. There is no real bad guy or main story to follow here. This place is huge. I really wish we had a map. The whole game would have benefited from having a map system, but this place especially would really have been better if I had a map. Well, there it is, the last timepiece. Now I can go back to my ship and head... What is that? There appears to be some kind of purple pollen in the air. Oh, okay, now it's spreading through the entire valley. Oh, okay, and all the big goat guys are now evil. Oh, I see. Wait, what? No. No. So you mean, now, I have to go all the way back to these areas I just visited just to break these purple plants? No, absolutely not. Okay, after we revisited all these platforms and break the plants, all of the big goat monsters are safe and sound. What happened? What were these plants? Why did they sprout out of the ground, making everything crazy? I have no idea, and I'm not alone in this. The NPCs give no explanation for this. I was looking online, and the best explanation I could find is the purple plants look similarly to some plants that are found in Subcon Forest. And the purple plants themselves have attacks similar to the Snatcher. So maybe it's an invasive species that was brought here from Subcon Forest by the Snatcher, and maybe the only reason they woke up is because they wanted the timepieces. You actually don't need to collect all 40 timepieces to finish the game. You only need to get 25. When you get 25, a cutscene plays when you return to your spaceship. It's Mustache Girl! Yay! Remember Mustache Girl, our enemy, our sworn enemy, the main antagonist of the game that we saw in World 1 and we have not seen since? Yeah, Mustache Girl. She has snuck aboard and is now taking all of the timepieces that we have collected. Stealing them for herself, she is now able to enact her plan. Before we get to the final boss fight itself, I thought I would do a formal analysis on Mustache Girl. But first, let's talk about these time rifts. Time rifts are the secret levels with varying levels of challenge. Inside the time rifts themselves are these pages. These pages unlock specific bits about a character's backstory. The story of Mustache Girl begins in one of these storybooks. Mustache Girl lived on the island before the Mafia arrived. All things considered, she looked pretty happy. Of course, as the story goes, The Mafia arrived, started beating people up, and claimed the island for themselves. You know, like a bunch of villains would do. The comedic material for how bad the Mafia was is all well and good. But I don't think people really get just how bad they were. They destroyed everything on the island. And the most annoying part is some of them don't even remember why they came to the island in the first place.
Mafia's starting to question why Mafia move here.
It's because you wanted to get fish or something, you idiots. Your Mafia significant others are waiting for you at home. You're like the Mongols if they never died in a tornado. Mustache Girl vows to take revenge over the Mafia in any way she can. She steals, she sabotages, guerrilla warfare at its finest. But she is still just one person, alone and too weak to really make a big difference. She can't help but feel the resentment from these random acts of violence. She is seemingly still very young, even though the Mafia have supposedly been on the island for about 1,000 years. She compares herself to Hat Girl, stating that they are both kids and they should stick together. After fighting the Mafia alone for so long, she admits that she needs friends. Over the long and backbreaking struggle, Mustache Girl has developed this self-righteous absolutist view that she, and only she, is virtuous and good, while the Mafia are obviously the bad guys. Honestly, I wouldn't argue with this. The Mafia are bad, and they pretty much deserve everything that Mustache Girl dishes out to them. But that's not what's happening now, is it? When Mustache Girl takes the timepieces, she doesn't just remove the Mafia from the island, she takes full revenge, and proceeds to go on a power trip, making everyone subject to her absolute judgment. No one is truly the bad guy in this situation. Well, the Mafia are the bad guys, right, but Mustache Girl becomes just as bad, if not worse, in her quest for justice. Justice is about fairness. You did something that negatively affected another person or place. Now you will be harmed or inconvenienced in a similar or equally damaging way. There are, or should, be proper channels for this, however. Mustache Girl has made it so everyone now has to answer to her. Even the people from Alpine Skyline, people she's never even met. Just because you are right doesn't mean you can't also be wrong. All of Mustache Girl's motivations can be ascertained from her words spoken in the final fight. She initially wants to let Hat Kid go, because at one point the two of them were allies. Hat Kid never wronged her, so Mustache Girl doesn't have any reason to get rid of her. Staying will of course begin the fight. A lot of Mustache Girl's words give off the sense that she took Hat Kid's refusal to help personally. One of the emphasized aspects of her story was her sheer loneliness, trying to fight the Mafia off all by herself. When Hat Kid showed up, she got her first taste of true victory, while making a friend in the process. This placed her on a pedestal of dopamine she rarely experienced before. So, when Hat Kid refused to help further, it's no wonder she was confused and enraged at the same time. After losing the initial engagement, Mustache Girl is determined to not let anyone take the power back from her. She needs to remain in control. Despite her powers, all of the world's residents have ignored her and have now arrived to give their support to Hat Kid. Again, Mustache Girl misunderstands what she is doing could be considered malicious. Not one person should hold the power over others, let alone time itself. Phase 2 begins, and Mustache Girl's movements become more sporadic and difficult to counter. All of the residents offer their aid to Hat Kid, even at the cost of their own lives.
Oh, when Mafia explode, Mafia drop pawns. This gives Mafia an idea. Little Hat Girl need help to turn back time. If Mafia explode, Little Hat Girl get useful pawns. Mafia has to explode to save world. What? Plan is crazy. Hello, Mafia. No worry. If Little Girl succeed, Mafia come back when time rewinds. Now, punch me with all your might, fellow Mafia. No hesitation. Red Hooded Girl, get lost! Hat Girl, here, take these!
Guys, I'm at full health. I don't need health. Wait, guys, wait until she attacks me first. What are you guys doing? My health only goes up to 4. Guys, stop, that's enough. Stop hurting yourself, you idiots! This sacrifice makes Mustache Girl upset. She emphasizes her reluctance to be lonely again. And at this point, the fight is pretty much over. Any damage you take will be immediately healed, so all that's left is to beat her one final time. When the dust settles, Hat Kid reclaims her timepieces and now has everything she needs to get home. Supposedly. There is this option that the game gives you. You can choose whether or not to give Mustache Girl a single timepiece to help her fight the Mafia. This option doesn't change anything, so you might as well keep it. Because if you choose that, you'll pretty much be going against everything that Hat Kid stood for up until this moment. Until now, she has firmly stood on her stance that the timepieces are hers, or they should be protected and not used to let people fight each other. Right before she leaves, all of the characters that we met along the way try to stop her. They want her to stay, clinging to her spaceship. Aw, isn't that cute? They want her to stay. Actually, come to think of it, most of these people tried to kill her at some point, so maybe it's not good that she stays. Get out of here, you weirdos. And that was A Hat in Time, probably one of the best platformers I have ever played. Yeah, I know what you're probably going to say, there was like 2 DLCs that released for this game, but they're not part of the main game. I'll cover those in the future, maybe. But hey, even without playing those DLCs, there's still a lot to do. There's all the time rifts, there's collecting new color palettes, or maybe you can just sit around and do nothing. I don't know. All you have is time, and it should not be squandered. So use it like it's priceless. I guess that's the end of the video. You know, usually I do some sort of big philosophical, theatrical ending to my videos. I wonder if I should do that here. Nah.